Presented by GhostBed.com.
Welcome to Drinkin, Bros. Kids, sad news to report at the top of the show. D'Anthony lost another one. We lost a real one. The star of Murder, She Wrote, Angela Lansbury, has died at 96 years old. Show her some respect, Delco. She gone. Ah, man. Sorry, I'm a little choked up. Wasn't expecting to be this emotional today. You know?
Who the fuck are we talking about? Some old bitch.
Angela Lansbury, the star of Murder, She Wrote.
I got to be honest, man. I don't care. And I'll tell you.
Wow.
I'll tell you what else.
Wow.
If you're not right in front of me at any given moment, I don't care about you either. Like, you don't even exist to me unless I can literally see you in front of me.
96 years old. Almost 97, but she didn't make it. That's two of them. We've lost two old 96ers now in the last month.
Who was the other one?
The Queen. She was 96 also. Yeah. Both fentanyl. Bob, is that a younger picture of Angela Lansbury? I don't think I've ever seen her young.
This is the one you want to see.
Are there any nudes of Angela Lansbury?
Yeah, we got any nudes, dude?
Because there's nudes of Helen Mirren.
Oh,
no, there are.
fully nudes.
No, there's full
Really?
up, like...
Of Mirren?
Bush
Come on,
Bush
dude.
and all, yeah. Find
We got Mirren nudes?
Find the Helen Mirren nudes and put them up on screen for him to see.
Hang on,
She had heavies.
Well, I know she's got heavies.
She looked like a young Nancy Pelosi.
Pay the proper respects.
To Lansbury first. Let's see Lansbury. Whoa, are those fucking Mirren's heavies?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Let's pop that up, Bob. The camera 4 is blocking
the
tits. Like literally, I can't see. There we go. We got to go full screen with that. Whoa, was that her coming down the stairs?
Look at them heavies, man.
Son of a
Those
bitch.
those are like 1960s, 1970s natties, right?
Yeah. My God,
Russian stock, man.
Is she Russian?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Her name is Helen Mironov.
No shit.
But obviously you can't do that.
Those heavies would stop that war right now. If she went out topless, because she still got them, dude. She still got them heavies. If she walked out on the border of Ukraine and Russia right now, don't you think the war would end?
I think you got to assume she's got fake teddies now, which is just like a lift and a little bit of enhancement or maintenance, I guess, to the old heavies.
Sure.
You can clearly see these heavies are pretty dope.
Those
right?
are great.
She's got the meat.
Oh yeah, she's got the meat.
Oh yeah.
She's just walking around with one headlight.
My God, dude. One headlight.
Yeah, she's got the meat. I think that's going to be the name of her autobiography, actually.
I've got the meats. Man,
but definitely,
I was not expecting to see that.
These aren't like
perfect
new Hollywood teddies. These are
great.
like the areola's perfect, the nipples perfect, the whole thing.
That's old school, like just a woman. That's a woman
DNA.
with a great set of tits. Man,
good DNA.
And we don't have that on Lansbury, is what you're saying, Bob. There's no Lansbury nudes on the
but we have a
fappening.
hot Lansbury.
All right, let's see the hot Lansbury then. Because all I remember her is the old lady from Murder, She Wrote. You know, it was every grandmother's favorite show.
Look at this. Soft lighting.
Yes, and that's, look, it still looks like Angela Lansbury, but just like 90 years younger. You know? It's strange. But Mirren's got those heavies. Man, you had to lead with Mirren. I mean, this was Lansbury's day, and you led with Mirren on that? Man.
Well, as you can see, Angela Lansbury can't really compete with those heavies.
No one can, though.
Yeah.
Who can?
Instead of going to her funeral, what I'm going to do is pound off to old pictures of Helen Mirren.
Sure.
And, respect to somebody that actually had dope-ass heavies.
Yeah. No, and I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But there's no pictures of Pelosi's heavies, right?
That we know of.
Yeah, no. It's a negative, right?
Need those emails.
We needed that laptop. The guy with the Viking helmet, dude. Maybe that's why he got caught, because he was just leafing through all those heavies on her laptop and was just like, whoa, I'm going to hang out for a bit here. There's a lot of material in here. You think there was Paul's dick pics, too, her husband?
Oh, for sure. They're all together in the photos we'll have.
A couple bottles of wine dumped out all over those heavies, and then some Paul Pelosi dick pics. I bet he was honking the horn of his car before he got that DUI.
That's why he got the DUI, because he was looking at nudes
Yeah.
on the way.
Sure was, because she was out of town. She probably blasted him off a couple nudes. And as much as we hate Pelosi's, we do respect heavies around here. All right? Know that about the Drinking Bros podcast. We respect heavies. Okay? And if one of us dies and you finally look back at this show, that was a big part of your life every day, and you say, man, what's the biggest takeaway? Those two guys respected heavies. And we always have, always will. But RIP to Angela Lansbury. TMZ is reporting fentanyl overdose. It is really getting all of us.
Yeah.
I know it got the Queen. I know it got Lansbury. Just be careful when you're doing cocaine out there. She was about to turn 97. Obviously looking a party, same as Betty White earlier this year. And take your time. Get it tested. Get your drugs tested. We can't lose somebody to fentanyl again.
Yeah, I don't understand why some company isn't doing deal. I like the Narcan company has done deals with most major cities to provide Narcan for them now. Mm-hmm. Why hasn't somebody come up with like an at-home cocaine test kit to make sure there's no fentanyl in there?
There are. And I
Yeah, I was
Like
gonna
all
say-
you need is a little package where you can put the drugs in and see if there's any opiates present. If there are, you know that it's laced with fucking.
Well, I
it's pretty
know,
easy.
Giorgio, you were talking about this maybe 6 or 7 months ago on one of these shows.
It's been really
Yeah.
common around the music community for a while. But I wish I had it. There's an Instagram video I saw of someone making this exact thing. They're like, "Oh, we're not the cops. Don't worry. Order our test kit at home," and then kind of shows you step by step of how to fill it up with water and drop it in.
No, I understand that they exist. What I'm saying is I don't understand why somebody hasn't made some deal with a nonprofit or a city somewhere to distribute these to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm surprised too, but hopefully with the deaths of the Queen and Angela Lansbury and Betty White from fentanyl, that we can get something in place so we can start doing drugs safely again. But R.I.P. to that lovely young lady. Too soon.
Or we could just start killing anybody that comes across the border illegally because they're bringing the fentanyl over here.
Sure.
Like, we're not making it in the United States. The people that are invading our country from the south, they're the ones making it and bringing it with them. Just to be clear about that.
Right. So we could just off them as well. Either way.
I think instead of a wall, we should just have like a series of large chainsaws.
That are constantly going. That'd be great.
Around the entire country. It's chainsaws, and then that's the first layer, and then the second, in between the other two layers, it's all like pit bulls and cane corsos. On
The rapper?
No, cane corso, like a dog.
No,
pit bull. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So pit bull dogs and cane corso dogs in there, and they have they're on PCP, all of them, right? So. Obviously, it's a problem. And then the third layer is obviously, some kind of gelatin.
Or I would say a moat with piranhas in there on PCP.
Yeah, maybe a moat, but they've gotten so used to swimming. I think you need to make it a moat with like Jello or something that you can't really navigate that well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Something like that.
And
Another
then
question.
Well, hang on. I think the final layer is homeless people on PCP. That way, in case you get through all of those, there is a human element.
Yeah, but you
fight
don't
hand-to-hand combat, and if you beat all of that, you deserve to be.
But
here.
you don't want you need there to be a fucking physical barrier between homeless PCP addicts and actual people.
Right.
So that can't be the last one.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
It needs to be like a moat of homeless PCP people where they can't get out.
We got the moat of piranhas after that. Like maybe some form of wall, and then it's remember American Gladiator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody shooting tennis balls?
Yeah,
in?
so we bring back the original cast and then have them shoot tennis balls.
Or you could just have like 100-foot walkway, basically, and then inside of the 100-foot walkway.
You've got to fight Malibu,
No,
that huge blonde guy.
No. It just like there's Amy Schumer playing, and it's dubbed for every language, so it detects your fucking your ethnicity and puts it out in that language.
Sure.
And if you can make it through all that, plus listen to Amy Schumer for 100 feet worth of time, welcome to America.
Yeah, welcome to America. You're here. You're here.
But nobody will ever be able to do any of that stuff.
Probably not. Probably not. Most of it's illegal. I wanted to ask you about this Navy SEAL investigation that just got completed.
Well, actually, we're breaking that it just got completed because nobody knows that yet.
Right. We just found out about it, 20 minutes ago before we went on air? You want to tell everybody what the final verdict was on that investigation?
Well, let's recap what the investigation is in the first place. So, as a lot of you know, there's been 2 in the last couple of months here.
The tear gas and the birthday, happy birthday song?
Yeah, the tear gas is the most recent one, but that one's even dumber. Right. The first one is about a death in training. Kyle Mullen is a 24-year-old kid going through buds out in California. A lot of people, we've had guys on to talk about this before. I think if you want to hear a more detailed story about the whole process of buds, go to the Operator podcast. I think it's the first episode or second episode, maybe.
Yep.
I don't remember.
First episode, yeah.
But he kind of explains how a lot of people think Hell Week is the first week, but it's not the first week. It's like a couple of weeks in. So he gets to Hell Week, starts having respiratory issues, but he doesn't quit because the job is to not quit, right? Continues to degrade, but doesn't quit because he's a tough bastard. And by the middle of Hell Week, so I think it's week 4, and then the middle of that week, their numbers had shrunk from 210 people down to 189. Or, I'm sorry, 189 had quit. So there was 21 people left out of 210. So 10% was left, which is about right because I think the attrition rate is 93% or something. So he kept going on. He was like spitting blood out and shit like that. And, you know, if you just read the New York Times story, it's like, oh, the instructors didn't stop him. Well, that's not how it works, bud. You ring the bell or you request medical attention and then you go out. So anyways, he made it through Hell Week and then, you know, congratulated by those people for toughing it out. Went back to the barracks and laid on the floor, and then he just died later in the night, right? Which happens sometimes.
And what did he die from? What was the exact ruling from the medical examiner?
That I don't know about, but I would imagine it was cardiac arrest brought on by some kind of respiratory situation, probably.
Some
right?
respiratory failure or something like that? Okay.
Yeah, so there have been a lot of articles about this lately. Tim Kennedy posted about it the other day on his Instagram page, because they obviously anytime anything happens in the military, the vultures in the media fucking call him and try to start shit because everybody wants to go after him all the time. But he answered honestly because he cares more about the country being ready for war than he cares about his own safety and livelihood, right? Which is exactly what Seaman Mullen cared about. He was willing to put himself on the line to get into elite unit to be able to fucking affect positivity, positive change in a violent way for his country. So just a little bit of context. Since 1953, there have been 11 deaths in buds. That's it. So this narrative that you're hearing that the training is too rough, that it's putting people in danger constantly and blah, 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 it's just simply not true. Like if there were any other event where only 11 people had suffered, like a high-level, extremely torturous event where only 11 people had died in 70 fucking years,
right?
You would not categorize that as lethal or dangerous like that. You just wouldn't. So this is all bullshit. And, you know, the idea from our side is that this is the job, man. Like, it sucks and it's dangerous and you train like you fucking fight, and we put people through the ringer to make sure that when fucking shit's on the line, they can perform. And by the way, they chose this life.
And you can leave.
You can leave anytime you want.
Yeah, you can ring the bell and you can leave. And I know Rob O'Neill has talked about this numerous times. Real quick, was there a statement from the family?
I've not heard any statements from the family, but
okay.
I guess here's one in the New York Times article. His mom, Regina Mullen, says they killed him. They say it's training, but it's torture, and then they didn't even give him the proper medical care. They treat these guys worse than they are allowed to treat prisoners of war. You're goddamn right they do. Right? Because They might become prisoners of war at some point in countries where they don't respect the rules of war the way we do. And they have to be able to survive that shit. And you don't know that you can survive it until you go through it yourself.
And as a parent, I understand her response because her son is
Sure,
dead.
yeah.
It's tough in the moment. Looking back at it, I'm sure with time, she might have a different opinion of it, but he did volunteer to do this, and there was a way out.
I found the actual cause of death.
Oh, you did? Okay, great.
Bacterial pneumonia.
Okay. There you go.
Well, look.
That's what you almost died of.
Exactly. Having been in the hospital 4 times in my life now for pneumonia, it's quick, man, and you don't know, and you think you can get through it. We're looking at about a year since I went in. I came home that night, sat down on the couch, my lips were blue, face was blue. I guess my fingers were as well. Don't remember working that day at all. And we did, I think, 2 or 3 shows. And my wife said, hey, I think you need to go to the hospital. And my exact words to her were, I'm fine. And because you don't really know when you're going through it. You're like, all right, I feel like I've got pneumonia or whatever, but you don't really know. Same thing could have happened to this kid where he got through it and probably thought he was fine and could just get some sleep, and that would be it.
Yeah. I mean, just to be clear about this, there never should have been an investigation in the first place, right? Not needed. These are some of the most elite warriors on the planet. And if we train them soft, then we don't win wars anymore. You know what I mean? And think about the kind of wars that these particular guys fight. It's hostage rescue, right? It's high level shit. It's not like fucking wars of attrition and things that we try to avoid in modern culture. It's precision and it's dangerous. And they're out there without a whole lot of support. And they have to be able to operate sometimes individually, most of the time in extremely small teams in non-permissive, austere environments. And they have to be able to do that. Otherwise, we don't win as a country. So, you can mourn for him, fine, and I understand his mom. I have nothing to say about her. She's a mother. She can say whatever the fuck she wants. If she wants to fucking burn it all down, that's her choice because she lost her kid. But for everybody else, the media that are trying to make a big deal of this, it's Colonel Jessup.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Don't fucking come over here talking to me. I got shit to do.
Right.
Like, you don't, the fucking media getting involved in this and trying to launch some kind of investigation, you have no business being here. Because, and I'm not going to quote Jessup on this, but frankly, people don't want to say this out loud, but this young man's death and his commitment to the service that led to that death saves lives. That kind of commitment from these warriors saves lives every single fucking day. That's how it goes. So, it seems, based on what I'm hearing from the Pentagon right now, it seems like the investigation went this way. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah.
So the investigation is, yeah, they're elite special operators, and training is super tough, and sometimes shit happens. One of the things that I was told directly is that the mom's not going to be happy about the results. They're going to announce it tonight. There's a White House press conference at 10 p.m. this evening where they're going to discuss this.
Okay.
So,
and as far as the pneumonia thing, Giorgio, like you were saying, that's something you don't really know you have. And the only way to catch it in advance is the first time we caught it was on a chest x-ray. So, I mean, you have to go in and physically get your entire chest x-rayed. If you're going through buds and SEAL training like this, I doubt you even know you have it. If you're that kid, I doubt he even knew he had it and just thought it was part of the rigors of going through this training because it is fucking brutal.
Yeah, I guess the anecdotal symptoms of pneumonia like that are not unlike bronchitis, right? Like
right.
You have fluid in your lungs, you're having whatever the fuck, but bronchitis you can push through.
Yes.
I've had it, like I had it in basic training. And there's nothing you can do. You just got to fucking keep going.
And pneumonia, you think you can push through. So, like,
well,
I
you
guarantee you this kid didn't know. Yes. And that's my point. I don't think this kid probably knew, or else he would have gotten out of there.
Sure,
and I'm not sure if you're the military, I don't know, unless you get a chest x-ray and you request one, I don't know how they would even think to ask if that was the case.
Yeah, who knows? But it is, we'll see at the press conference tonight. It's at 10 p.m. Eastern, but it is somewhat heartening to hear that the brass is not going to cave to this because, we've been in a serious downward spiral when it comes to military preparedness over the last several years, where people's identities and personal feelings are getting in the way of us doing our goddamn jobs. Okay? That's not what this is. This isn't some culture club where you show up and with show and tell, like, oh, this is who I am. No, everybody's green. You're all green, right? And you got the same flag on your shoulder. I don't give a shit who you are, where you came from. You fight. You fight because our ideas are better than their ideas. That's it. And, there's no part of me that believes that this young man would be upset about the training that he went through, because he wouldn't have done it in the fucking first place.
Right.
Right. He wanted to be something great. And in my opinion, he is, because he put it on the line and it just didn't work out for him. It's life. It happens like that sometimes. But he gave the country everything he has. To me, he's just as honorable and respectable as people that died in combat, because that's why we train like we fight. Right. Yeah. That's the whole fucking purpose of this thing.
Do we know if he made it through? Like, was this afterward?
No, he died the night that Hell Week ended, is my understanding.
Oh, fuck, really? So it was that close?
No. Hell Week's not the last thing.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, it's like the middle of training.
Okay, gotcha.
Well,
okay.
not the exact middle, but if you want more details on that, go watch episode 1 of The Operator. He breaks it down really nicely.
And I wonder if Rob will have something to say about this, because he's got a show coming out tomorrow.
I'm sure he will, yeah.
Yeah. Rob O'Neill, it's called The Operator Podcast with Rob O'Neill. It is on our network. It is on our YouTube channel, and you can download that podcast wherever those available. He usually breaks this stuff down better than anyone I've heard on any podcast. So it's lights out, and it comes out tomorrow. Usually.
Just by the way, for some context, from 2006 to 2020, 5,605 U.S. service members were killed in training accidents, compared to 11 in 70 years in BUDS.
Yeah.
In 2018 and 2019, 38 alone, just in the Army, died, right? So it's like this narrative that's being pushed that somehow our special operators are being treated unfairly is abject nonsense. And it's the kind of stupid, it's a good idea fairy from woke dummies that, like, oh, it sounds like it's probably too hard because there's one instance of something happening. It's like the biggest overreaction I can imagine, and it's happening at a time when we need these people desperately. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense if you consider the fact that the media and leftists in this country have been, like, pointedly and intentionally eroding, every institution that protects our country, the police and the military and masculinity itself.
Yeah.
Right? It's been on trial. The idea of a toxic masculinity, like, fuck off, man.
And the other part of this is all of these people who you're talking about in the media who are, putting the Ukraine flag emoji in their bios and all this other shit. You're watching how brutal war can be on a daily basis over there. So what do you expect our servicemen and women to do to get prepared for that? Like, it's awful.
In Korea and Vietnam, we sent cameras to war for the first time, right? And the purpose of it was not to have people feel bad for us. It wasn't to have them say, oh, we can't do this. It's to say, like, oh, that's really fucking hard, and whatever these dudes need when they get back, we have to give them.
Right.
That was the point. And instead, all these fucking weak leftist pieces of shit have decided to turn it into some kind of ethical or moral issue with which they have nothing, like, experience-wise in common. These people have never put anything on the line in their entire lives. And it's like somebody that doesn't trust other people because they're not honest. They can't imagine somebody else putting somebody else before themselves. You know what I mean? So they can't imagine doing it themselves. And these people can't imagine somebody that cares so much about this goddamn country that they're willing to go die for it. They just can't. It doesn't make sense to them.
Right.
So they must have been taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Right. That's the assumption.
Yeah.
And that is pathetic. Honestly, those aren't even real people to me.
Yeah.
Just pieces of shit.
Dan, I have one quick question about preparedness. with such a high difficulty rate and such like a low success rate, do the people who are going into these special operators communities not quite understand what they're signing up for, or is it just that level of difficulty? Like physically, like, you know, he completed it, but body shut down on him. Was he not quite prepared enough to try to join a special operations unit?
I mean, you can't be there's some of that, sure, but you can't be prepared for everything. You can't be prepared if, like, particularly with bacterial pneumonia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing can happen.
It's very rare. It can happen, and it's deadly. It's rare for somebody that young.
But everybody
to
that
die.
I won't say everybody, but the vast majority of people who pass initial selections or even make it to initial selections at the first place know exactly what they're signing up for. I mean, the instructors and the recruiters for those operators are very clear on what the job is, and you can find a documentary about every selection process that exists. Nobody thinks it's easy.
No. In other news, Tulsi Gabbard made a speech today. She's leaving the Democratic Party and burning that to the ground. I'm not shocked by this. Are you?
No, she was never really a Democrat in the first place, right? I mean, no, I'm not shocked.
Me neither. So what do you think happens next to her? Because a lot of people on the right actually love Tulsi Gabbard. If she were to end up running for some position, and I know who was on the show, was it Rubin? Maybe he was on the show. He was talking about a woman potentially running, but there was no strong Republican female candidates. Would somebody who came over from the Democratic Party be a potential VP pick on a 2024 ticket if it was Tulsi Gabbard?
She would have to walk back some things she said about guns.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would be a non-starter for me as well.
Gotcha. Because with this, again, she's got a pretty decent fan base that's out there. I'm not sure she's jockeying for a position at Fox because, you know, she did take over for Tucker when Tucker was on vacation for, I think it was maybe 4 days that week.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she's jockeying for a Fox job or something else later on down the road in politics. But it was an odd time to announce this. Well, maybe not, I guess, with the midterms coming up. Yeah, she said she's tired of everything that's gone on, and she thinks the culture is too woke on the left for her, and she's out of there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's another person that just feels politically homeless. Mm-hmm. So it is what it is. I mean, she's not going to run for anything and win in Hawaii at this point.
No, she's not. She definitely.
I'm not entirely sure why that particular island would be so liberal. Frankly, It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't either.
The people that live there are super, small family values people.
Uh-huh.
Like, I understand the conservationist aspect. I don't know much about Hawaiian politics, but I know a lot of people from there, and maybe it's a coincidence, but I don't know anybody that thinks like the leftists think here.
No.
Like, that's not how it is there, so I don't know.
I was watching what the fuck was the name of it last night? The Lincoln Project doc on Showtime. It's like a 4-parter. I watched the first 2 parts last night. During the opening section, they had John Leguizamo on there, Johnny Legs, you know, the actor.
Yeah.
Pull up a picture of Johnny Legs.
I don't think anybody.
John Leguizamo.
I don't think anybody calls him that.
Yeah, that's his nickname in Hollywood. I'm being real when I say that. Usually I'll give people bullshit acronyms because I think it's hilarious, but this one's actually true. Pop up a picture. Not that one, Bob. Come on. What the fuck?
That's the best one. The Pest.
No, dude.
You're not going The Pest?
Nobody knows The Pest. I don't know The Pest. That works right there. So there's John Leguizamo. So he was in this doc last night, and they were recruiting him. They started filming before the 2020 election, Biden versus Trump, and he made a remark. He was like, "Look, I'm all in. I'm going to help you guys overthrow the Republican Party." Obviously, the Lincoln Project was former Republicans who hated Trump and decided to burn down the party, right? Then they got caught in a bunch of Me Too scandals, embezzling money, and then turns out they were a bunch of shitbags. Well, he was in this, and his statement last night was he was talking to a former Latino Republican, and he goes, why would you ever flip to the Republican Party? And then they went on to later discuss how they felt that they had all the Latinos, but they weren't going to bother with the Cubans in Florida. Well, the Cubans obviously went through socialism and communism, and they're not going to put up with any of that fucking bullshit. But I was shocked by the Latino statement because it seems to me like Latinos are moving further and further right.
Well, yeah, it's like two groups. So the Mexican folks who have been here for a little while have grown tired of all this horse shit. Like if you go into a Mexican community and try to convince them to give their kids hormone blockers and shit, they're probably going to fucking ondulate your ass right the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And then the other folks that have been coming over more recently, Guatemala and Venezuela, they're dealing with not just poverty and gang violence, but like serious oppressive governments. And the further south you get, the more socialist it gets. So there's no talking to them about this stuff.
No.
So it's more, they're more akin to Cuban right off the bat, I guess, when it comes to, their lens for American politics. That is not a winning issue for the left at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, to be honest, I think the black vote is coming towards the right as well. And I think it's going to be, I don't know if it'll be as high this year as it was for Trump in the past, but I think it's going to be pretty high. And I think that the Democratic Party is becoming the party of white suburban Karens. And that's unfortunately a huge voter block.
Yeah.
Right. But this is how it's changed over the last couple of years. It's the party that used to be the party of labor and minorities has now, like, these people are starting to realize that they've turned their backs on them for years and finally are coming to the conservative side. I don't know if that's a smart move. Not to say just to be black-pilled or anything like that, but I'm not sure the Republicans are a better solution long-term, but I mean, it does show that they're fucking paying attention and not just clicking the blue box anymore, which I think that's an improvement, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I get so angry with all these conservative pundits whose entire premise is that Republicans are just better than Democrats, right? Because it's not true. The parties don't matter. It's the ideas that matter.
Right.
And that's why people usually move from one side to the other. And if your position is simply that my party's better than yours, that's a he said, she said argument. That's not a fucking, there's no meat. There's no substance to that argument. And now you've seen, like, times have had to get really tough for these smaller communities to realize, like, oh, we're fucked. These people have been fucking us over. Right. But the entire time, the conservative side of the house could have been making that point, and they never did.
Yeah.
Right. They never went into these communities because they thought they couldn't win, because they went in to win not with ideas, but they went in to win with their name and a fucking elephant. Like, people don't care about that shit, man.
Yeah.
They're not rooting for fucking sports teams here. People want their lives to be good. They want good economies. They want to be safe.
Yes,
Right.
and speaking of which, like, man, I'm having a hard time. Like, I usually vote all the time. Like, I always have ever since I was fucking 18 years old. The elections that I've sat out where I just didn't really believe in either candidate that much. I'm having a hard time with this Texas one, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of wheelchair, and I obviously hate Beto.
Yeah.
But the local politics, so we've gotten to know a lot of local politicians around here, seem to be even worse. It's not great, especially like the city council and all that shit. Maybe I'll go and vote for Austin City Council and overthrow those fuckers, but that'd be about it. The rest of it, man, there's a lot of issues in Texas that I have a problem with on both sides, and I don't think either of these candidates is that fucking great, nor do I think they give a shit about Texas. But I saw two campaign commercials last night, because obviously we're in the height of this bullshit, and I'm sure all of you are seeing it around the nation on your local TV, during the NFL or whatever, about what candidate's going to do what and everything else. This was the first time last night during that Chiefs-Raiders game that I saw candidates from both sides of the party, Beto and Abbott, run on the same issue of property taxes. Texas has the highest property taxes in the nation right now. And something has to be done. Typically, though, you don't see both candidates run on the same issue like that. And that's surprising. Now, with wheelchair, you're looking at it, and I had a neighbor of mine who was like, man, I wish it was somebody other than him. He's a Republican. He was, wishing for somebody other than him because he's like, look, he's been in since 2014, which I didn't know. Full disclosure, we've only been here a couple years, so I wasn't that familiar with the Texas governor for that amount of time. But looking at it, he's been in since 2014. We have the electrical grid bullshit that's still never been fixed. The property tax issue that's still never been fixed in 8 years. And then this weed thing, man, I'm really pissed off about the weed thing. Like, let it go. Let's just legalize it and get the fuck on with life.
I mean, that's an ancillary issue. I think the abortion thing is kind of weird, but people will solve people will solve that locally over time. It'll happen just like it was happening before Roe v. Wade in the first place. That shit will figure itself out. But
well, it depends on who it is, right?
No, it doesn't. It'll that stuff always works itself out. But the problem, the thing that people should be angry about when it comes to fucking Governor Wheelchair here, is the energy grid.
Yes.
Right? Like, people lost millions of dollars because they privatized ERCOT and were given 10 years ago, we're given information like, hey, you got to improve this. The next time a big freeze happens, everybody's fucked. They did nothing for a decade. And to be honest, the fact that he got reelected after that was a shock to me.
Yes. Yeah. But he ran against somebody super weak who didn't have any brand recognition and all that other shit. And now he's going against somebody who does. Now, the latest polls that I read this morning still have him up by 4.5, 5 points.
He's gonna
win.
He'll win by 8 to 10 points, I think. To be honest, if you look at the crosstabs and all the polling, is gun violence. So the white suburban mom is pissed off about guns in Texas.
Well, in particular, Uvalde.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But that's not. You're not going to win that in Texas.
Probably
Ever.
not.
No, not probably. You'll never ever win that in Texas.
And no, I mean, unless Californians completely take over the state, then
those aren't the Californians that moved here.
I wonder.
It's moderate conservative Californians that moved here. Like, why if you're a fucking LA liberal, would you ever dream of moving to fucking Texas?
No.
Even Austin. There's no fucking way, dude.
No.
And that's why these elections keep happening and they keep going in Republicans' favor. People are like, man, it's getting closer. No, nobody likes Ted Cruz. Yeah. That's what happened. That's what really happened. These are fine, but as far as Gabbard on the national stage, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think she can do it. I think she's going to stick to media because
she was pretty good on Tucker.
Here's a tweet from her, February 28th, 2018.
Okay.
The stakes are too high to allow politics to get in the way of Congress taking action to pass common sense gun safety legislation. I've co-sponsored bills to close the gun show loophole, ban assault weapons, require background checks on anyone seeking to purchase a gun, and more. So you're forever disqualified from my vote for saying that shit.
Mm-hmm. Has she ever backtracked on that in her entire career?
I'm sure she has, but that makes me respect her even less.
Right.
To be honest, remember Hillary Clinton over those 2 presidential campaign cycles, she would say anything to get elected.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of person, in my opinion, that just wants power.
Yeah.
And I don't trust those people.
Yeah, with her, it's even more strange that she would make statements like that, being that she is military, like she's former military.
She was in Hawaii. She had to say something.
Hawaii. What's the gun sitch in Hawaii? I've only been there once.
It's not.
Oh, there's nothing there?
Yeah.
It's a surfboard? Are you fighting with surfboards over there?
I think those pigs that you bury under the ground to cook or whatever.
Yeah.
I think you just pull the bones out and stab people. I don't know.
All right. I'm for it. I'm for pig bones.
Melee weapons?
Sharpened pig bones.
I'm into it.
We get some sponsors to put this shit wagon on the air. First and foremost, ghostbed.com/drinking bros. If you want to hide a gun in a luxury pillow, you can, dude. It's so goddamn soft you won't even know it's there until you need it. You can reach right underneath there and blow somebody away if you need to. I'm just saying, if somebody crawls through your window, you need to fucking get a stateside. It's a comfortable pillow. It's so comfortable you won't know that your handgun is underneath it. Right now, you can get 2 of those for free when you buy a mattress. And I can promise you the pillows are just as good as the goddamn mattress. I love them all. I have all of their products in this world. I have the sheets. I have the adjustable base. I have the mattress. I don't have the weighted blanket. I slept maybe 2 hours last night. I can't risk sleeping 14. I just can't. I can't take that risk. Got to take the kids to school, damn it.
You've heard of alarms, right?
I have.
They make noise and you wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's no blanket that exists that's going to keep you from hearing a loud ass alarm. Nope.
I've heard the fucking ghost. That weighted blanket is nuts, dude.
It is super heavy. Yeah.
I heard it's nuts. I don't want to. I can't take the risk.
It's not as heavy as like, Helen Mirren's titties, but it's pretty heavy.
I can't take the risk. I got to take 2 kids early in the morning to school. I can't risk it. I'm sorry, Ghost Pet. I love all your other products. I'm afraid I'm going to love it too much, and then you know what happens at that point, right? You can check out what happened in Atlanta when you love something too much a few months back. Right now, they get a 60-month pay-as-you-go program. No interest as long as you have decent credits with a 30% off, 40% off that bundle package that I always talk about. It's the adjustable base and the mattress combined together. You can combine those deals together with that 60-month pay-as-you-go, and then walk out of there with a beautiful brand new bedroom set for right around $25 a month at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Bobby, did we get a final score in that Braves game?
7-6.
No way.
Olsen hit a 3-run dinger in the 9th with 1 out, and then couldn't get done.
Yeah, it's fine though. They got their the game 1 of a series like that after a 5-day layoff is about getting your hitting rhythm back. Everything else will take care of itself. Don't worry about the series.
All right.
You should probably worry.
Yeah. Do you have a Phillies hat on?
He hasn't. This is the first Phillies game he's watched all season.
Is it a brand new Phillies hat? Yes or no, Bob?
No. It's weathered.
But he did.
He got out of his truck. I caught him during the game shopping for new Phillies gear after they took the lead.
Look at that. That thing looks brand new. Let's see the inside of it. Bob, check the inside of it. Give him a mound check right there.
It's been sitting in his truck for years in the windshield to just let people know that there's nothing of value in there because he's from Philadelphia. and then he just pulled it out to put it on.
Yeah, because the rest of it looks brand new, and then sun damage on the top as if it's just been sitting there. So that's why I said check the inside. Is there any sweat stains or anything? You know, what do we got?
It's probably not sweat. It's just sun stains on the top from being in the dash. Yeah.
Congratulations today. All right. Tomorrow's a new day. It's a day game, though. We're not great in day games.
Are you guys worried if you go down 2-0?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's a 5-game series, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm not concerned about going down 2-0.
I'm not a day game guy.
Then you've got Spencer Strider versus your number 2 starter, I think, or number 1.
It'll be Nola.
Yeah,
we'll go Wheeler tomorrow, then Nola, Friday?
Yeah. So Strider versus the Phillies, I'm pretty comfortable with that. And then you don't have a 4th pitcher, so,
So let's rock. Let's rock.
Thor.
Chess, not checkers.
Exactly, dude. And if they do...
Did you say Thor? Because he primarily throws belt-high fastballs for a living now. To a team that hit the second most home runs in baseball.
He's going to run it back. I don't know.
He's going to gen up some of that fucking 2015 magic.
The one thing that is scary about Thor and Wheeler being on that team is that it's a real fuck you to Mets fans to watch them advance deep.
That's true. To that point, either way, Phillies have been our dark horse since fucking August. I think
we said at the beginning of the season we liked the way that team was constructed.
Yeah, except for the defense, which they've done some stuff to improve it, not much, but to be honest, you can eke through.
Well, what we said was that they had a ceiling. Like, there's only so much they could add, so we liked that they were like, fuck it, let's just get more bats.
Yeah,
our defense is going to suck either way.
Yeah. Castellanos is
now he's getting hot. I mean, if they make it through the series and Castellanos hot, I think they got a really good shot to beat whoever comes out of the NL at least. And then we'll see
3 RBI today, 3 hits, and he had a
So he had a game-saving catch in the 9th.
Which is interesting. You wouldn't expect that, but he's a streaky hitter, but so is Olsen. The fact that Olsen hit a home run tonight,
good sign.
That should raise some concern for Phillies fans.
Schwarber 0 for 5, not great.
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow.
Schwarber's a guy that can go 4 for 4 tomorrow, though. I'm not worried about it.
It's a must-win for the Braves.
That dude's a professional hitter.
It's a must-win for the Braves tomorrow. Next up, just in time for deer season, Euro Optic is offering our listeners a discount on Vortex products for the month of October. Use code DB10 to save 10% on all regular priced Vortex products. Euro Optic and Vortex are supporting us, so we ask you to support them, or at least let them know you're listening by heading over to eurooptic.com/drinkinbros.
Wait, you said Vortex?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, they sure are.
That's
brother.
what I have on my M4. It's a Vortex Razor. I love
dude.
that fucking optic.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
It's for deer season.
It's got a little, so the one that's made, there's a variable optic that they have for long guns and shit, but for your, if you're looking one for your SBR or for your M4 or whatever, your AR-15, they have the 1x6, 1x8, and 1x10, which means you crank it one way and it's just a regular red dot basically, and then you crank it all the way to the other end and it's either 6x, 8x, or 10x scope. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And it's super easy to use.
For over 20 years, Euro Optic has been supplying premium optics, firearms, hunting apparel, and outdoor gear to individuals around the world. Euro Optic is a veteran-owned company based in Montoursville, Pennsylvania. You familiar with that city in PA, Delco? Montoursville?
Unfamiliar.
Unfamiliar as well. But their dedicated team of customer service and sales reps are composed of hunters, shooters, and outdoors enthusiasts, all with firsthand knowledge of the gear they offer. If you're familiar with Euro Optic, then you already know they have fast shipping. It's faster than anyone else. You've been talking about their red shipping, which is super fast.
Yeah, it's basically like Prime shipping.
Yeah.
So it's like your order is going to get shipped out. If you buy it before a certain time of day, I don't know what the time of day is, but if you buy it before a certain time of day, it gets shipped out that day, and it's like a 2 to 3 day max shipping window.
1 to 2 day. And
yeah,
it's
but
free.
like max, so 1 to 2 days from the time you buy it, because it usually, if you buy it at like 8 p.m., that's too late for them to ship it that day, but it's 2 to 3 days no matter what. If it's red shipping. So usually 2 days, sometimes 3 if you buy it after like 6 p.m. Eastern or some shit. I don't remember what the cutoff is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's on the website.
Just look for the red logo on most of their optics and gear, and then you'll know that you can get it just in time for deer season. Once again, Euro Optic is offering our listeners a discount on Vortex products for the month of October. Use code DB10 to save 10% off of all regular priced Vortex products. Euro Optic and Vortex are supporting us, so please support them and at least know that you're listening. Head on over to eurooptic.com/drinkinbros today. Let's go. Last but not least, we got Babbel.com. Right now, you get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/drinkinbros. Babbel's a language for life, damn it. If you're out there and you're thinking about learning a new language, Babbel makes it fun and easy. It's never too late to start with Babbel. It's a language learning app that has sold more than 10 million subscriptions thanks to Babbel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons. You can finally cross learning that new language off your list. With Babbel, you only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having a real-life conversation in a language in as little as 3 weeks. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but with Babbel, they're created by over 150 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. Their teaching method has become scientifically proven to be effective. With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accents. There's so many ways to learn at Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can also access podcasts and games, video games, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new learning language journey today with Babbel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/drinkinbros. That's babbel.com/drinkinbros for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel. That's a language for life. I want to talk about this Kanye thing. It just keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And this one I actually love. Took all the executives into a room, held out his phone like this, and showed a porn video. Now, they were sitting, there's actually a shot of it. Bob, if you go to page 6 on the New York Post, they've got a picture of this through a fisheye lens, and there is what appears to be writing at the bottom of it as if it was kind of transcribed. And that one, it says, Jesus Christ. Is that what I think it is? Jesus Christ. Yes, it's porn. So you can see Kanye in that, pop it on screen, Bob, showing the executives at Adidas porn on his phone. Now, the reason for it was to draw a parallel between its plot of the porn and West's business dealings with the activewear company, in which he obviously claims he's getting fucked. So it's hilarious and super weird.
So wait, he said, get that out of my face. Why are you showing me that? And then Kanye replied, because this is how badly you're fucking me.
Pretty much. And he said, he pointed to another guy in the room and said that the only reason this is going to work is if this guy is the CEO, he's your worst nightmare. And the executives were confused, stunned, and asked if they were in a dream or a nightmare.
Well, sometimes showing is better than telling. You know, that's Tracy Jordan.
Well, he said he's only going to work at Adidas if he's the CEO, and then Kanye West pointed to one of the dudes in his entourage.
Yep.
Oh, so
which is awesome.
He just picked some dude out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's what it seems like. And it's really fucking funny. But I think, because he blew up the Gap deal as well, and somebody brought this up in this meeting. I think he wants to just start his own online store and get out of all these fucking deals.
I mean, you know, Kylie doesn't have a deal with some makeup company.
No.
She's a billionaire because of it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why he really cares. I think he's...
So I actually know why.
Well,
I know
he's worth $2 billion. Who cares?
6, but I know the answer to this one at least. So with this whole shit, it's going to get wilder, by the way, because until these deals are gone, who gives a shit? You can walk in and just show porn to the top executives in the world.
Well, there's no law saying you can't do that today.
No, and they're grown men.
You can go to the gas station right now, and that lady that makes the fucking tacos and enchiladas and shit.
Yeah, Valero.
Show her the porn and be like, "This is how bad you're fucking me. I ordered this 5 minutes ago. That's not fast food. Let's go."
Or you could show her the porn and be like, "Look, that burrito you're making, I want it to be as good as sex."
Or you can show her Tub Girl and be like, "This is what I'm going to look like later after I eat this burrito." Tub Girl is a Korean woman. I knew you were going to ask. She's in a bathtub with her legs kicked up over her head, and she's firing like a big splash of diarrhea back into her own face. Bob, you want to pull up Tub Girl?
Oh, boy.
Has he not seen Tub Girl?
I have not seen Tub Girl.
I'm telling you.
Again, are you Amish? Like, what?
He's never seen it.
I've over the years, because I've gotten many DMs over this, I'll answer this one more time. Very, very strict about writing and everything else. And I never, ever took the time. I never allowed any distractions, nothing. So I've never seen any of this.
This is not a distraction. This is part of our culture, Tub Girl. I like how in the same show.
Is it a video or just a photo?
I like how it's just a photo. I like how in the same show we've broken news from the Pentagon and talked about Helen Mirren's heavies, and now we're talking about Tub Girl.
Tub Girl. Here we are. Oh boy. Oh no.
Yeah, so that's
the important thing is the vagina's blurred out, so we can show it.
No, you can't. You definitely can't show this on YouTube.
I don't think so.
Holy
But that's like,
shit.
I mean, you got to imagine that took some preparation. You don't get a picture like that unless you were trying to get the picture. And you want to make sure you've got that really nice stream of poo water, right, coming out of your beehole. It almost seems like
took days of prep.
It almost looks like she pumped a bunch of fucking stuff up her ass and then shit it out after.
Nice little enema.
Yeah.
Oh no! Why do we have to go that wide with it? She's wearing socks too.
Yeah, and I'm glad they blurred out the vagina because I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see
it's
that.
Gross, man.
Giorgio, I saw some photography. It looked on your Instagram at ACL this weekend.
Yeah, I went for a day.
Right?
Actually, for like 4 hours.
Do you take a job like this?
I was going to comment on this from a professional's perspective. This would be hard to capture. Like, I don't know if I could capture this with one photo.
Wait, but if you're wearing a mask. Oh.
No, like, I don't think I could pull this off.
By the way,
is that like a Zorro mask? What is
she's
that?
wearing like one of those sex party masks.
Also,
all right. Like a little V for Vendetta mask.
Also, what kind of bathtub is this? It looks kind of like
very small.
This didn't happen in America.
Yeah, well,
It's
clearly
very small.
And also, so like, I don't want to go this far into it, but like the color of what's coming out now and then what's already on her face is vastly different. So I don't know if this
It's
was...
apple milkshake, bro.
Yeah.
She fired out a fucking nug and it hit her in the face, and then the liquid came out.
That's what it appears like, and the rest is liquid.
This is all milkshake that you're seeing now.
Yeah. That apple already came out.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn it, man. Damn it.
you just can't not look away.
And don't.
The other
don't
part of
sleep
this
on
is
the-
like that you guys are making fun of me for never seeing any of this shit. Is if I needed, like, at no point did I ever need to see this in my life.
But if you
For
wonder,
the
like,
lulls, man.
what's wrong with us in any way?
Yeah.
We started young with this.
This is like my laptop background on many a day in
Oh
college.
yeah. If you left your
was it really?
for a good 5 years probably, if you left your phone or computer unsecured, this would be your desktop.
Yes,
and
yeah,
I
it would be locked as your desktop.
And I would also lock it, because most people are Luddites and don't know how to unlock things like that.
Fuck, dude.
You know, it was a low key great prank that you can still do today.
What's that?
That I did to like a couple fraternity brothers and like got them in deep shit. Auto replace in Microsoft Word.
Okay.
So you replace, I don't know, like it has to be the same number of letters. So you replace like that's with penis. So they're writing a paper, something like that, or like, you know, that is dick, the is whatever, doesn't matter. Just replace it with a filthy word.
This is a rough one to look at, man. I mean, because her asshole is stretched out. Like that's not something
It's
you're
even
faking.
stretched. Like it's puckered and inflamed.
But when
for
you hold your feet over your head like that and you're in that position, your asshole is going to spread like that.
But that's not even a gaped hole. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what a natural diarrhea shit hole would be like. That's not.
Just kind of like little lips, like pushing.
Pushing it out.
This looks like day 3 of diarrhea. So I imagine there's probably 200 or 300 additional photos that we haven't seen that led up to this, because you try a different diet on each day to get the results you want, right? You don't know what the poo is going to look like.
Do you put it on burst, like if you have an iPhone, and just kind of
There's a flash going on.
Super high shutter speed. Yeah, you can see the flash.
that's right. You can see that. Yeah.
And the face a little bit, and then down near her right hand, you
Right.
can see the flash.
I just need to know. I need to see the full catalog from this.
I guess you can also see the flash in the poo water.
Yeah.
There's a shadow in the poo water reflecting, and on the shadow of the stream behind her.
Oh yeah.
A lot of giveaways.
Yeah. Yeah. So with this though, why do they always blur out like Asians, dicks and vaginas?
Well,
like,
see,
why can't we see this?
This could be Japanese, not South Korea and Japan. Fucking blur out penises and pussies.
Yeah,
but
but
not
why?
butthole, but not buttholes. I have no idea why.
Right.
For all we know, this is a Pepto-Bismol ad in Japan.
Yeah, they do run some pretty weird ads.
I think South Korea was trying to encourage their population to have sex more, but then also didn't want to show like the graphic of the genitals. So they were just like playing porn with blurred out.
Or maybe they
genitals.
just were embarrassed that their porn would leak to other countries and people would see how small their wieners are.
Yeah, I could have gone my whole life without seeing this.
Well, you probably won't go another day without thinking about it now.
Son of a bitch. Like, this is ingrained. This is shit that gets ingrained in your mind forever, and you can't shake.
I mean, you've seen Two Girls, right?
I have,
Two
but
Girls,
like
One Cup.
part of that, with Two Girls, One Cup, part of that was it didn't look real, you know? Like, this looks, this
did?
is very specific. Pull up Two Girls, One Cup.
Let's watch it again.
Yeah, that didn't look real enough to me. Where it looked like soft serve ice cream.
But you saw it coming out.
You did. I mean, I guess.
Let's just run it back.
Is there audio? It's going to be a tough one.
Here we go.
Okay. How long was this video?
Just long enough.
Oh, no. I was incorrect in that statement. Never mind. No. I was incorrect in that statement.
Do you think these women have?
It is. Oh, fuck. It's just been a while since I've seen it.
Do you think they have?
I was incorrect.
Do you think
No.
they have COVID?
No.
Because that would have made it easy.
Jesus, dude. People are coughing back there. You can go ahead and kill that video, Bob. Bob killed the video, dude. Kill the video. I can't. I can't watch
I was
this.
into it before she fucking threw up. That's gross. I don't mind people eating shit, but if you're gonna throw up, you got.
Really? You don't mind people eating shit?
Of course I do. It's disgusting.
God damn it. No. I'll do the rest of the show like fucking Wonder, dude. I'll go.
Oh, yeah,
Ebony. Yeah, I'll go all the way up, dude. I can't look at that.
A lot of people are reminding us in the chat of the reflections on
Oh, on the thing? Oh, boy.
Yeah, so,
Yeesh.
you know,
Sorry.
luckily the algorithm is not smart enough yet to detect that.
Well,
Otherwise,
it might be, and that could be what's killing the YouTube, but who knows?
I don't think they would just let us get away with that. Have you seen the BME Pain Olympics?
Yes. Now that's so. There's a couple videos that have haunted me forever. Mr. Hands is one. The Pain Olympics, where the guy chops up his dick and then cooks it.
The video of Mr. Hands is not the problem. It's the sound he makes when the hog goes inside him.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
like the H, a bunch of N's and a G. That sound, hungry sound. That's yeah.
Yeah. The one though, the bear one, where the audio where the guy gets eaten by the bear.
Oh yeah, Grizzly Man.
Yeah, we play that a lot. That doesn't affect me for some reason. Like he fucks
because it's
the bear.
funny because of his girlfriend in the background.
Right. Fight back! Fight back!
Like, why don't you go fucking help him?
What's she gonna do?
Scare the bear.
No,
Bears are fucking territorial, and if you frighten them, if they feel outnumbered, they run away typically.
Yeah,
Or
grizzlies
make
are
love.
more scared of you than you are them.
I don't know. Well, that technically is true until they feel like they have no out, and then they're fucking gonna destroy you, which is what happened to him.
Yeah.
Or
R.I.P.
stay away from fucking grizzly bears in the first place.
That's what I say.
Or have a goddamn gun.
Yeah.
Like Winston Churchill used to say, appeasement is feeding the crocodile, hoping he eats you last. If you think you're making friends with wild animals, guess what?
You're not, dude.
You're not. You're
not.
gonna die.
Yeah.
So.
You're not. Whew. That was a rough one, man. That's a lot of those today were brutal. Tub Girl, I didn't know.
I actually am having a harder time looking at this picture of John Leguizamo.
Same. Pop that picture up. Like, that bothers me. What movie is this from that you were the only one who knew what this
thought
was?
this was The Pest, but I think I might be wrong.
I don't even
he
think
was a
that's
suit in
John
The Pest.
Leguizamo, right?
It
Oh,
is.
no, it's definitely.
Is it?
That's definitely him.
Tough call. Tough call on that one.
Clearly a movie between 88 and 94, judging by that picture.
Yeah. My God, dude. Fuck.
2 Girls, 1 Cup, automatic.
Automatic, dude.
Oh, no, it is The Pest. I was right.
Oh, it was The Pest.
Ah.
Were you a fan of that show?
The movie?
Oh, the movie, yeah,
No,
yeah.
not at all.
I don't know that I remember what the plot is. What is it?
Dude, it's just John Leguizamo is some dude that sucks ass. And the reason I know so much about it is because it was a preview on some VHS that I watched a lot as a kid. Right.
Okay.
So I would just be sitting back on the couch, forget about the previews on the VHS, and just be forced to sit through it
Okay.
like a dozen times.
Yeah. Yeah. Johnny Legs, dude. My God. And that, I mean, it's just, again, with the Tub Girl, man, that is fucking A, dude. Fuck. 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I think I only saw that once, and I was all good on that. And
Well,
this has
now
been
you've seen it
years.
twice,
I
yeah.
know. What year did that come out? What year was 2 Girls, 1 Cup?
Like 2010, I want to say.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, it was after
No,
I was
before that.
maybe 2009.
I was in high school. I was for sure in high school.
Definitely a senior in high school, and I was putting that on computers. So I'm saying 6 or 7.
Do these girls have OnlyFans now or what?
No, they've got to be like.
These girls might be dead. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't make good life decisions.
What do you do when you're famous off of a viral video where
I don't think these
everybody's
girls got,
shitting?
like they wouldn't be recognized.
I don't think they would either.
Let's
Like
look it up.
she could walk in here right now.
It's a 2007 video, but I remember it going viral in at least 2008.
Okay. And on OnlyFans, is there shit channels where you're just shitting on each other?
I
don't
really
think they
stay
No,
know.
they don't let you do.
I don't think
pee-pee-poo-poo,
they allow
I
that,
think.
right? Yeah. Yeah. So they'd have to find a new avenue.
Right, TikTok probably.
Is TikTok allowing that shit?
So the 2 women's names are Carla and Latifa, and the film was directed by Marco Antonio Fiorito, who's also known as Marco Villanova.
Yeah, Marco, that was Villanova's best work. That was his best work.
I
don't
like
know
it.
that-
Like if you look at the, it's on a porn called Hungry Bitches.
So that was a bigger part of a larger film?
Yeah, it's 62 minutes long. They were in Brazil, so the chances of those women still being alive.
What was the name of the film?
Hungry Bitches.
Bob, go to Pornhub and type in "hungry bitches." Let's see if they have the full link.
I don't think that'll be on.
It might. It would shock you.
John Mayer later released a video entitled 2 Guys, 1 Cup.
It's him and Sherrod Small eating pinkberry.
I remember that for Funny or Die, I think.
But they didn't spit it into each other's mouths, unfortunately.
You really got to go all the way.
Yeah, you got to baby
Very
bird
good.
it. You got to baby bird it. Lázaro Lopez got baby birded at that Texas game a couple weeks ago.
And we're back to our favorite subject.
There we go.
I hope that by the time we sell the booze and retire from all this shit, that there's like 4 to 5 mullet head babies just cruising around Austin.
So do I.
All right, so here's the entire film.
Oh,
for
so you
100
do have
Bitches,
the entire
okay?
film.
I
Okay.
think so.
All right. I just want to see how it starts. Well,
That's an ad.
It's a squirting tutorial.
no free ads.
That's what that is.
It's a squirting tutorial.
No
it's
free
an
ads
hour.
for MFX
Yeah,
Media.
I told you it's 62 minutes.
62 minutes. So like,
Oh, nice.
look at that.
Nice intro shot.
So
It's-
that's stock footage.
what is this, the fucking Shire?
Yeah,
Get some
that's
aerials.
Hungry,
Hungry-
bitches! Exclamation.
There's an eagle.
Oh,
Camera by Camille Cretelli.
Yeah.
Cretel?
Cretil.
Looks like the opening to Assassin's
Edited by Smith David. Ah, it's
I
great.
don't think that's a real name.
Definitely isn't.
If your first name's Smith, your last name's definitely not David.
Thingo.
Tiago.
Tiago, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's all stock footage right there. So that's free. If you're putting that in.
This was definitely on DVD, so it's not like you had to fucking worry about anybody checking it out.
That's true.
In Brazil.
That's true. What's this? A fun little ad for the company?
No, this is the credits. It's a pre-credits.
Or like where you could click on it and go directly to where the girl is that
that's
you want to
nice.
see.
So
Yeah,
just
well,
goes-
Yeah.
if you buy porn, right, it's not like the clip shit you see on the internet. If you actually buy it, all the FBI warnings are actually at the front, and it's a picture of the girl holding her ID and shit.
Okay.
Or they blur the ID out on camera, but just so you know that she's of age.
That's an interesting establishing shot, starting with a close-up on the flowers and then pulling out. No reason. Usually it's the opposite.
Well, nobody pulls out in the rest of the video.
No, they sure don't.
Very small dining room table.
They immediately sit down at some fucking janky dining room table and start making out.
Yeah, and it appears to be like a break room at an office, kind of like the show, The Office.
A lot of tongue. Like
Well, I
an
mean,
aggressive
look,
amount of tongue.
like that kind of pulls you in, right? So far so good in this. And at this point, if you're just tuning in and you're watching the Two Girls One Cup, it's part of a bigger film called Hungry Bitches. This starts exactly how you would want it to start.
I think we're about at the beginning of the two girls one cup part, but what happens at the end? Like, where do they go afterwards?
Not sure, but all this still plays. Like all this checks out at this point. So
Oh,
if
yeah, a
you
little gruff nipple sucking.
if somebody gave you this, you'd be like, all right. I mean, sure. Like I've seen better.
Which I
I've
think
seen
was
worse.
the original play with Two Girls One Cup.
Yep.
Is you wouldn't know until it was too late.
Well, it appeared from the video that we saw with Two Girls One Cup that they knew it was going to happen. Neither of them seemed surprised.
But you as the viewer didn't.
Right. Bob, you can skip ahead here past the foreplay, and then do they eat at all? Because they are hungry. No. Still. Okay. Now going down on each
She's eating
other.
something.
Totally normal.
Eating it from the back.
Yeah.
Oh,
Totally normal.
she's stabbing.
Yeah.
Captain stabbing. Or maybe
She's,
she may be major stabbing. I don't know.
She's tongue punching that
Oh, it
fart
looks like
box.
we're doing some boofing. She has a straw.
She's got a straw. Okay. So there's a cup there. There we go. Okay.
Oh no! Now we're just.
She's
now
got
we're-
Yeah, so we just push in.
She's got to flex up and then still kind of waiting for things to happen there.
You really want to be wearing gloves for something like this.
You do. I'm shocked that they're not wearing gloves, because you have to agree to that. I would imagine that. That's, yep, all good on that. So, Bob, we know what happens over the course of the next, I don't know,
No,
4
I
to
think this
5
is the
minutes.
longer version. Like we got a highlight reel earlier, so she
Oh,
topping
you
it
think
off.
they cut it together?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Because she's
Yeah.
trying to get that little bit out right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
What's that? What's the place in LA? Pinkberry. Pinkberry is where you can fill up your own cone like
Yeah.
that. So that's kind of, yeah, I understand wanting to get the last part out.
Chucky Larms
You're
wants to
paying
know
for
if this is how Mexican pizzas are made.
Yeesh.
Oh, and she still, is that chopsticks in her hand? Or is that-
No, they're smelling it first. The one girl, I will say this, looking at the long cut of this, she did not look that pleased at the smell of this, and now she's got to go in for this.
What do you think something like this pays?
$2,000 in Brazil, $3,000
Each.
tops. Yeah, each.
Oh, she pees on it. We didn't know
we
that.
didn't see that at
See,
all.
I didn't know there was.
Oh,
I didn't know there was
boy.
sauce.
I didn't. You didn't know there was going to be syrup on that ice cream?
A little gravy.
Yeah. My God, man.
Content like this you can find on Patreon.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I don't even know if we could show this on Patreon, could we?
No.
No.
No, they would
we
immediately
get banned.
ban everybody.
We would get banned. It's fine to talk about right now, but
Do we have to release
boy.
our own DVDs that we mail to people doing commentary over this?
Giorgio, I'm going to be honest, man. I might just go ahead and empty out the hard drive tonight, drop some acid, and try to forget about today. Forget about this show.
All right, we
Forget
know
that we're
all
on
this.
it,
Skip.
yeah.
I want to see how this ends. We
See how it
don't have
ends.
time for this.
My
shit.
God.
They vomit in each other's throats.
Yeah.
She puts the shit back on the woman's
Yeah,
ass.
it goes
and
back
eats it.
home.
Oh boy. How does it end? Is there a? But do they wash each other? Like, how do they get out of this? Bob?
I'm not sure washing is.
Damn
part
it,
of
man.
Oh, so they're eating the whole fucking.
This is going all
whole
the way
thing.
back in again. This is a full meal. Yep. Oh boy, I don't know. I've heard Delco laugh
Where'd the
like
bowl
that
come
over it.
from?
I don't know.
Well,
Don't know.
they got a little kitchenette.
It's a
back there.
takeout bowl. It's
Yeah.
not a great bowl.
I think that's one of those KFC bowls. Actually.
Yeah, it's not a gravy bowl. It's definitely a KFC bowl.
Yep.
That they've repurposed. Oh gosh,
Just a little more trying to get
so
home.
much. No.
Let me ask you this. You can cut that off.
Well, how does it end?
Well, that's
is
how
how
it
it
ends.
ends.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
They don't leave and
As a-
go somewhere.
as a director,
Yep.
how do you know when to end this?
So I would have had them clean up, shake hands, and then the boss walks in, and he says something to the effect. And again, this is porn dialogue, but I would have had him say something to the effect of, "Something smells in here. Did you guys burn popcorn?" And then it's he from the
Yeah.
girls, and then they walk out, but they're clean. They've got their clothes
Well,
back
except
on.
for like a shit mustache on one of them.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just like a little laughter of
A wink and a nod, but not like a full mess.
yes.
Yeah.
And then the shot as they're leaving is of the door, and it says lunch break or whatever. Like that way, that was their lunch break. You found out what they had for lunch, and then they enjoyed it. But everything we've seen here today is awful.
I have some good couple notes from the Wikipedia page for this.
Please share.
On the program The Playhouse, which is a morning drive time show in Oregon, in
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah. Big fan.
It was shown to singer Wyclef Jean, who sat through the entire thing without looking away or showing any apparent reaction, all while eating corn on the cob.
Well, he's Haitian, so we should really fucking point that out. They've seen some disgusting, wild ass shit down in Haiti.
Yeah, after the earthquakes, my unit deployed down there. I didn't go because I was about to get out, but one of my buddies reported back to me. They were out on patrol one day, and somebody came up to him. One of the locals came up to him and was like, hey, you need help? He's like, all right, cool, what's up? And he goes, my buddy, he's sick. He drank a battery, and it's like that. There's a language barrier. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. So he grabbed the medic. They go over to the guy, and the guy had cracked open a fucking car battery and drank the acid out of it.
Holy shit!
And he was
trying
like-
to die, trying to kill himself.
It's hard to say, I mean, I don't know if you can do that without trying to die.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, I can't really do anything for your friend here. He's dead. So good
Did
luck.
he believe the car battery had energy, so it would then give him energy?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, just get a Red Bull, though.
If you were living in Haiti after that earthquake, you would want to die too.
There were 82nd Airborne guys everywhere. There were Rip-Its as far as the eye could see.
Maybe that's
sure.
what Trump
you.
does. He thinks his entire body is a battery, so he doesn't want to run out of energy.
Well, he did say maybe we should shoot a nuke into a fucking hurricane. So,
Yeah, and that would have worked.
no.
Yeah,
No.
there would have been no Ian.
Giant
Fort Myers
fan.
would still be there.
Giant fans.
Yeah. I think if we would have shot a nuclear bomb into the hurricane, there wouldn't be a hurricane. And you can shake your head all you want, but we'll never know because we never tried. And I think that's the important lesson.
If we could catch one out over the open water, I might give it a shot. Just for shits and gigs,
Maybe like a typhoon in the
Yeah.
dead of the
yeah,
Pacific.
dude, just
Like a-
fire some fucking
like
rockets
a
into
a
it.
low yield, like 2.5 kiloton nuke or something like that.
Yeah.
With, lightly irradiated fallout. It would be fine.
I think that would be worth the risk, right?
What if they do that at some point and then it works and then Trump's like, fucking told you.
I told you, dude.
Like, yeah, but you couldn't have possibly known that.
think he did. I think he
did he
did.
even graduate high school?
No.
Well, he went to Trump University, right? Did he go to his own university?
If you got a degree and your own name is on
went to
it
Penn.
twice,
Yeah. I watched, again, that doc last night. I forgot about him passing out paper towels to the people of Puerto Rico. Remember we were shooting them like jump shots?
no. Oh, yeah.
I miss him. I miss him every day.
He looked
Donald
like
John Trump.
He looked like Joe Gatto and the so the Impractical Jokers play this game where they close off one of the lanes in a grocery store.
Yeah.
And when somebody's in between the two lanes, two guys have to shoot rolls of toilet paper into their basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he was doing.
By the way, if you want to get mad today, and you're out there in the audience, you want to get really angry, just go look up the military bases that are now being renamed as of today.
I heard about that. So is it 12 bases that are being renamed? I think the total number was 12. It was a lot. And why are they doing that exactly?
Racism.
What were they named after?
Confederate people, I guess.
Like Robert E. Lee or something like that?
Yeah, so Fort Polk, Fort Benning, Fort Bragg, Fort Gordon, Fort Hood, Fort Lee, Fort Pickett, Fort Rucker. Those are the ones I know about for sure.
And what are they going to rename them to?
Fort Liberty, Fort Eisenhower.
Fort Benning is going to be named after Fort Moore, that's Lieutenant General Hal Moore, the guy from We Were Soldiers, the one that Mel Gibson played.
Okay.
Bragg is being renamed Fort Liberty. Nobody's going to use these words, by the way. Like, people in the military will never use any of this stuff. Fort Hood as well is going to be renamed here in Texas to Fort Cavazos.
The fuck is Cavazos?
I don't know. They're all people I think that were awarded. Well, a lot of them were people who were awarded the Medal of Honor.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Strange.
Yeah.
Why would that be at the top of your priority list right now?
I don't know, because people are upset that SEALs train too hard, I guess.
Yeah. Fucking A. Who's the director of the Two Girls film? We're going to give him Drinkin' Bro of the Week today. That's a spectacular work of art, and I think he's earned it. Villanueva?
I got it here. Marco Antonio Fiorito.
And then he's also known professionally as Marco Villanova.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
So,
cheers to him.
Yeah.
Proud of your work. It's still going. Look, if you've made a film that has lasted 15 plus years, well, you've made it in this life, haven't you?
Yes. V for Villanova. V for victory.
Exactly. And then even at death, when he dies, and your grandchildren or your children are like, man, tell me one thing about your grandfather. What did he do? Do you remember 2 girls, 1 cup? Oh, that was me. And I did that. So cheers to you, sir. Cheers. And if you're out there and you're looking for a little romance on your own, we got a new show dropping tonight. Romance novels for dudes, fiction. Fiction category has exploded on podcast. That'll be available at 8 o'clock EST tonight. Fully scored, wall-to-wall, full sound effects. It is everything except a picture. It's like you're fucking listening to a goddamn movie. It's awesome. And shout out to Adam and Eve for sponsoring it. It'll be live at 8 o'clock EST. I'd say thanks for joining us, but I don't know after today's episode.
Fort Painel.
That would be a good one. Yeah. Bringing the Painel.
Yeah.
Bring the Painel. Just a pair of spread cheeks. We need to end it. Mom and Dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry for all of this, okay?
I apologize for nothing.
Yeah, I know you do. Tub girl, dude. Jesus Christ. You know the wildest thing, too, is I got to go to a Little League baseball game tonight. You know, we just did this for the last hour and a half, and then I got to go to a Little League baseball game.
Well, if one of the kids sucks, show them that and be like, you're making me eat shit just like this.
Pull them aside.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also go to Spotify, just leave a 5-star, and then walk away. It's all the advertisers care about. Thanks for being here. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros podcast.